Well, hello back, everybody, once again to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Femi Diaries. Welcome back once again. Today, I'm going to be sharing with us 7 lessons to leave to the next generation. If there was any time that I believe that those who are maybe who we could call baby bloomers or who are older or any of the older generations and looking at the generation Z, for example, if there's any message we need to leave, I have 7 lessons that we can leave to the next generation. Let's kick it off. Now, the first lesson I'll make sure, if I were in, which I'm already doing, that I will leave to the next generation is knowledge of God. Now, this world we live in is essentially a spiritual controlled world. So, what do I mean by that? We didn't get here by ourselves. We didn't make ourselves. We didn't create ourselves. So, a knowledge of the one who created us will be of utmost value and utmost importance to us. So, if I were to leave anything for the next generation, this would be the first lesson, to teach the next generation about the God who created the world, about the God who created mankind. What was his intent of creating mankind? What was his purpose? Why are human beings here? What are we supposed to be doing? These are the lessons. These are the things I will teach them to know about God. Who is God? What is he all about? What dimension is he in? What are his values? What is his character? What is he, a God of integrity? I will teach them about God. Because the more they know about their creator, the one who brought them into this world, the more equipped they will be to live in this present world. So, my first lesson to the next generation. The second lesson I will leave to the next generation is teaching them about the Holy Book, the Bible. Now, these things seem to be really simple and common, but many people are not doing it. And the reason why I will teach them about the Bible is that the Bible has all the answers to human life. The Bible are the thoughts of God. The Bible tells us about who God is and how to live in this world he created. Again, like I said, this world is essentially a spiritual world, governed by laws and principles. Governed by spiritual laws and principles. And for us to succeed and to live successfully, to live productively, to live happily in this world that God created, it will take a level of understanding of the Bible. The Bible is over 7,000 years old. Its efficacy is clear because every principle, everything it teaches, we see those things produced here. Everything the Bible has talked about, whether it talks about future events, whether it talks about things that happen here. You know, in Genesis, in the beginning, it tells us about daytime and nighttime, not season, about seed time and harvest. Everything it teaches, we see that those principles and those laws, they actually exist and they actually rule here on the earth. So I would definitely take time to teach the next generation about the Bible. Now, the third thing I would teach the next generation about is about their giftings, their callings, who they are, what their purpose is. You know, they said if we don't, anything that is not known, if purpose is not known, then abuse is inevitable. When we don't know the purpose for a thing, that thing will be misused. So I will give them a guideline. I will help them to begin to understand the importance of finding out what their purpose in life is. What gifts do they have? What are the skills God has given them? What are their natural endowments? The things that they can use to develop a life. You know, it's not just enough for us to bring up the kids, teaching them about, general things, but we really need to help them to begin to know who they are. There's a part in the Bible that talks about how we should teach a child in the way of God. Not just in the way of God, but in the way the child is bent. We should teach a child in the way the child is bent, and the child will not depart from that way. My third lesson to the next generation will be to help that generation to begin to discover what their talents are, what their giftings are, what their calling is, how they can discover their calling in life. When they know why they're here, they will be able to live that out, and they will be able to be people on a mission and people with a purpose and people who are able to live and bring certain things to pass in their lifetime. That will be my third lesson to the next generation. Now, my fourth lesson to the next generation, will be to teach them the importance of learning. Now, when we talk about learning, obviously there are so many things we could teach the next generation to learn. But once they've discovered their gifts, once they've discovered their talents, once they've discovered who they are as individuals, the next thing will be to give them the knowledge and the know-how that will help them develop and hone those skills, those gifts, those things that help them. I mean, and a good example would be something like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, from the very young age of 2 or 3, developed. His parents had seen the skills of golf in him, and his dad helped him to develop the skills. Those skills he already seemed to have. And all his education, all his learning, everything that was done for him was now steered in that direction. This is what we need to do for the next generation. We need to help them with finding out their giftings, and then give them the necessary education, the necessary learning that will help them to move in that direction. It might not be necessarily regular traditional schooling. Some kids are gifted with their hands, and they really need to go into schools that really help them to hone those gifts and those skills, which might not necessarily be traditional schools. They might be technical schools. But our job, if we really want to help the next generation, will be to help them have the necessary learning, have the necessary education they need to develop. Now, not just in the area of their gifts, but in the area of life. There are so many things about life they won't learn in school. So the necessary knowledge and education they need, we need to expose them to those things. An example, apart from just learning about their skills and their purpose in life, will be things to do with, for example, dealing with other human beings, developing communication skills, developing conversation skills, developing different kind of things that will help them as they go about their life. So many things we could teach them in the area of learning and education. Learning about, as they get older, things about the stock market, things about government, things about how things work, the different pillars of society, education, technology, about, all these different things that will really help them to really develop and be able to be productive in their generation. Now, the fifth thing, I will teach the next generation is the importance of relationships. Life is a series of relationships, not just choices, but relationships. Certain relationships takes us closer to where we're going in life. Certain relationships take us away from where we're going. I will teach the next generation the importance of developing the necessary relationships they need in their lives. The relationships they need to build to be successful in their area or in their field of endeavors. The relationships they need that will help them, and like going to church, for example, developing relationships in the community, developing relationships in different sectors and different areas of society. I will take time to help them to understand the importance of developing, of building, and of having relationships. Now, the sixth thing I will take time, or the sixth lesson I will take time to teach the next generation will be about money. Money doesn't solve all our problems, but money is very important in society. Money is very important in us being able to achieve our goals, achieve our dreams, achieve certain things. Many people, including myself, never really learned much about money in our earlier days. We were not taught in school. Many of our parents never took time to teach us about the importance of money. I will take time to teach the next generation about money and the value of money, and how $1 today could be $1,000 tomorrow. I will take time to teach them about compounding interest. I will take time to teach them about the value of money. I will take time to teach them how money works. And these are lessons that will really go well to help them as they develop. Opportunity cost. These are things we learned in school. But this will be one of the lessons. The sixth lesson I will teach the next generation. Now, the seventh lesson I will teach the next generation, not necessarily the only other lesson, but the seventh one I'm sharing with us today will be the importance of choosing a life partner. Now, some people, I know there are people of varying opinions about having a life partner, but that will be the most important relationship in the life of whoever we're talking about in the next generation. So I will really help them to understand the importance in trying to make that choice. This is not a business decision. This is not just a decision they make because of attraction. This is not just a decision they make because they feel like it or they're emotionally attached or infatuated. It goes deeper than that. There are so many things that really will have to come to the play. For example, their lives could definitely go a different line and off their course, off the plan of God for their life and for where they were going if they choose the wrong partner. Choosing the wrong partner will create a lot of stress in their life that will affect their health, affect their level of success, affect their level of productivity. So many things can go wrong by choosing the wrong partner. Now, I'm assuming that we're talking in terms of a marital relationship between a man and a woman. I'm not talking about any other instance now. So choosing the right partner will be, how do they choose? What are the things that are important with choosing a partner? When is it a good time to think about choosing a partner? Because many times people have not known what they want to do with their lives. They don't have a vision for their lives yet, and they want a partner. How do you know where to take the partner to, how to build together when you don't have a direct sense of direction yourself? These are things that will help the next generation to understand the importance of already having a purpose, the importance of already having a direction in life, the importance of already knowing what they are here to do before choosing a partner, and finding a companion who will help them go in that direction through life and share in the joys, in the blessings, in the trials and temptations of life. These will be the 7 things I will take time to teach the next generation. We have a lot of millennials, Generation Z, who many of them need mentoring, they need help, they need somebody to step up and help them discover where and how to live. These will be the 7 things I will take time to share with them. Please do take time to share this video with your friends and with others. Also take time to subscribe to my channel. It's called Femi Diaries. This channel is all about positive, uplifting content. I've shared these 7 things with you, or 7 lessons. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.